Hello and welcome to your Realign Core workout. This workout we don't need any equipment for, and we're going to be focusing on our abdominal muscles, our low back, and our upper back. And you're going to feel so good after this workout. You're going to get some beautiful stretching in, lots of core work to strengthen everything up. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Deanna and this is the Realign Collective. We do everything from Pilates to yoga to a little bit of strength with Pilates inspired movements, as well as sound healing, and we have hundreds of nourishing recipes. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you like this workout, make sure you give it a thumbs up and check out my app, the Realign Collective. Let's get started with a little bit of cat and cows on our hands and our knees. So, starting with the hands right underneath those shoulders, knees are going to come right underneath your hips. And from here, lengthening out through the crown of the head, taking a second here just to find our core. So rib cage pulling in, drawing your belly in nice and tight, just feeling that core engagement almost as if you were tight like a plank, and lengthen out through the crown of the head, shoulders pull back away from your ears, and you're pressing that floor away. Take an inhale. And then exhale, see if you can engage your core a little bit more, tighten everything up just a little bit more. Good. One more inhale. Keeping that core tight. Exhale, pull it even deeper, shoulders plugging down your back. All right, finding our cat and cow stretch here. From here, you're gonna round your spine up towards the sky, pulling your belly button in, trying to keep your shoulders away from your ears, and shift your hips back just an inch or two, feeling that low back here. Good. From here, articulate one bone at a time, finding a neutral position, and then keep going all the way until you find that cow stretch, letting your belly hang towards the floor, gazing forward, keeping your neck in line with your spine and shoulders plugged down your back. Good. Bring it back through. And I like to exhale as I go up to my cat. And then inhale in my cow, but whichever breath feels good for you. If it's opposite, that's okay. Just make sure it's even and consistent. Nice. Good. Exhaling, scooping that belly in. Again, shifting back just an inch in that cat stretch, plugging those shoulders away from your ears. Finding that neutral and then all the way into that cow. Now when you're in your cow, I want you to focus on your upper back here. It's really easy to bend that lower back, but draw your shoulders down, pull your chest through your arms in front of you, and focus on that upper back, that thoracic spine. Now articulating through, rounding up to that cat, stretching that low back here. Again, it's really easy to get the upper back. I want you to focus more on the low back, that harder to reach spot. And by shifting back an inch or two, you'll be able to get into that low back, that lumbar spine a little more. Good. All the way through. Shoulders down, thoracic spine in that cow. Drawing it back up for that cat. Last one. Again, shifting back maybe an inch or two to get into that lumbar spine, shoulders out of those ears. One more cow right here. Using your breath. And then once you're done with that one, finding that neutral position. Again, finding that core engagement, pulling your belly button in. Don't let everything just hang out here. You have that nice flat back, pressing the floor away. We're gonna go into tail wags here. So what I want you to do is both knees are gonna stay down on the mat. You're just gonna bend one knee up just a little bit, or one foot up, but the knee is staying down. If you need to double up your mat, feel free here. But you don't want too much weight into that knee. So you have a little extra bend in that knee, but the knee is down. Now from here, you're gonna cross the toe over the other leg and gaze over your shoulder towards that toe. So you're getting a little spinal bend here, side bend. Come back through center and then look over to the other side as it sweeps out to the side. So that foot is sweeping side to side. Almost imagine you're drawing a parallel line with your toe to the floor. And you're just alternating side to side, imagining that you're kind of wagging your tail here, side to side. Inhale to one side, exhale to the other. Doesn't matter which one, just make sure it's consistent. Good. 3 more. 2. Last one. And then we'll switch sides. Good. So again, knees are staying down. You bend that knee just a little bit more, lifting the toe up. You're going to cross it over, gaze over that same side shoulder that the toe is pointing towards, and then switch. Switch. So you're going towards whichever direction that toe is in, making that parallel line to the floor. And again, we're getting a side bend here, stretching out our spine, warming up our obliques here. This is a really traditional Pilates exercise. Again, inhaling to one side, exhaling to the other. 1 more each side. And then bring it down. Take a second, shake everything out. And then from here, we're gonna go into a little bit of hip circles. So you're gonna try and maintain stability through your shoulders and just moving through your hips here. So from here, stabilizing your shoulders, I want you to do just a little tiny spinal articulation, like you're scooping your pubic bone towards your nose. Hips go to one side and then circle it around. So you're trying to just get a little bit of movement through that lumbar spine. It's really easy to get this movement into our shoulders, but I want you to focus just on that lumbar spine, just the pelvis and the hips, trying to keep your shoulders as steady as possible. Good. 3, 2, 1 more, and then reverse it. One direction might feel a little bit more natural to you than the other. Again, trying to keep your shoulders as steady as possible. And if this is really challenging for you, you are not alone. A lot of clients have trouble with this because we don't really move our lumbar spine too much. It's not really something that we do in our day-to-day lives. So getting this little movement in and stretching is really good for us. Last one, and relax. Take a little child's pose here. That was a lot for those wrists, but we're gonna get a little wrist break here. So taking a little child's pose, get those shoulders stretched out for a second. Let that low back release. Shoulders release. Letting your head be heavy. And then when you're ready, roll it all the way up. And we're gonna be doing some roll downs here, warming up the spine. So we're gonna do full roll downs as well as half roll downs here today. So full roll downs first. Again, we're articulating through our spine, so we're getting lots of movement through our spine here today. You're sitting as tall as you possibly can. Move the fleshy part of your booty out, so you got plenty of room here. Sitting as tall as you possibly can, spine nice and straight. Arms are gonna reach forward. From here, taking an inhale, exhale, scoop your belly, and then roll it down one bone at a time, all the way down to the floor. Taking an inhale at the bottom, flatten that low back to the mat. Exhale, articulate all the way up, one bone at a time. And keep going all the way over towards those toes, stretching it forward here, rounding into a nice C curve. Inhale, stack your spine up tall. Exhale, roll it back down, nice and slow. Shoulders out of your ears, chest nice and open. Inhaling at the bottom. Exhale, scoop that belly, press it down into the low back before you start it up. And if you're shaking, that's a good thing. Remember, we want to make sure we're not hoisting ourselves up and down. We're controlling that movement, which means when we get to that sticky part in our spine, we're really using our exhale to breathe through it. Nice. Rolling it back up. Again, using that exhale in your sticky spot, rounding it forward, finding that nice C curve, getting that nice hamstring stretch in those legs, scooping, rolling it back, drawing those belly buttons in towards our spine and all the way down. Good. Inhale at the bottom, flatten that low back to the mat. Exhale, chin is away from the chest, imagining an orange between your chin and your chest. rounding it forward, getting that nice stretch. Inhale, stacking your spine. And from here, we're gonna go into some half roll downs. So you're gonna bend your knees, but a long bend, so they're not too close in towards you. Sitting as tall as you can up here, and then scooping. We're just rolling halfway down, kind of to the waistband of our pants. Take an inhale. Exhale, scoop, roll it back up. Good, inhale at the top, exhale, scoop, roll it down. Finding your point where you can control it. Big inhale, and then exhale to lift you back up. So you have that little pause at the bottom where you take that breath in, you hold it, find that little shaky point. Exhale, ribs towards the hips, scoop and roll it back up. So you're finding that tiny little curl and articulating through your spine to start up. So you curl to start rolling back up. Like you're stacking from the bottom of the spine up to the top. Inhaling at the bottom, exhale. Inhaling, growing tall. Exhale, rolling it down. You've got it. Stacking that spine as tall as you can each and every time. If this is challenging, hands can go behind your thighs for just a little extra pull to bring you back up to that nice tall spine. That's always an option here if you need it. Just keep your chest open and your shoulders down, no matter which variation you are choosing. Articulating that spine. Last one, just like this. Inhaling at the bottom. Big exhale to bring you back up. Now we're gonna hold it. So find a spot that you can control. Maybe it's not all the way down. Hold it right there. Take an inhale. Now exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Inhale, center. Shoulders away from those ears, chest nice and lifted. In that center position especially. 2. Last one each side. And then from here, roll it all the way down. Whoo! Oh my gosh, take a second. I'm gonna let those arms go overhead. Take a nice tug of war stretch. Imagine somebody's pulling your wrists, and then somebody else is down by those ankles, pulling you in opposite directions, stretching out those abs, the low back here, and breathe. And then when you're ready, bring those knees in towards your chest. Give that low back a little stretch. Maybe massage it out just a little bit. Whew. All right. Now from here, we are going to be doing some bridging. So I am going to turn myself around so you can see a little bit better. And from here, we're going to be doing a few bridges. Again, we're working on our spinal articulation so that we are going to be going through our rolling bridges here today. So rolling through and articulating through our spine. So from here, I want you to start with your arms right by your sides and a nice neutral spine position. Feet are parallel, hip distance apart, equal weight between the toes and the heels here. And from here, you're going to take an inhale and then exhale, flatten your low back all the way down to the mat and scoop yourself up one bone at a time as you exhale up. Inhale at the top, exhale, rolling it back down one bone at a time. Inhale at the bottom, finding neutral with that little space. Exhale, flatten that little space and then roll it up nice and slow. Inhale at the top and then exhale, rolling it back down one bone at a time. So again, we're articulating, finding those rolling round back bridges today. Bridges are really great for our legs, obviously, those hamstrings and those booty muscles, but they also work our core and our back. So at the top here, ribs are knit together. You're using those back muscles to help you stay nice and strong. as if you were in a plank. So each time you get up there, you hold it, contract the abs a little bit more, and then roll it down, articulating one bone at a time. So when you're coming up, you start from the pelvis and articulate from the bottom of your spine up to your shoulder blades, holding at the top. And then as you go down, shoulder blades, mid back, low back, pelvis. Really taking our time and moving through it. Reaching your knees forward at the top. Using that breath to massage out that spine, creating space between those vertebrae. Ribs knit together at the top, rolling it through. Nice. Inhaling at the top and at the bottom. Taking your time here today with those bridges. And again, we're focusing more on articulation through the spine, not necessarily a ton on those legs. They will feel it no matter what. That's what's so great about Pilates. It's full body and almost everything. Good. 4 more here. Taking your time, reaching those knees forward, length through the front of the body, contracting and strengthening through the back of the body. Good. 2 more here. Again, really focusing on that articulation. 1 more here. We're going to stay at the top. All right, staying at the top here. Now, taking a moment to make sure everything is in alignment. Shoulders away from your ears, rib cage knit together, waistline pulling in, pelvic floor pulling in and up. You're nice and strong. Knees are shooting energetically forward, feeling that length. From here, drop your right hip down an inch, lift it up. Left hip drops and up. Alternating side to side. Getting a tiny little twist in our spine here. We're getting some oblique work as well as hamstrings and glutes. I want you to try and focus on keeping your knees as steady as possible here. So it's just a little tiny rotation through that spine. Down and lift. Down and lift. You'll feel those hamstrings, those glutes again, no matter what. 1 more each side. Hold it right here. Take an inhale. Exhale, melt that spine down. 1 bone at a time. We're going to bring it right back up. Inhale at the bottom. Again, articulate, lift it up, holding it at the top here. Now we're going to be going into typewriter. These are a little bit more challenging than your hip dips. So from here, you're going to imagine you're sliding your hips over to the right an inch and over to the left an inch. So the knees are staying steady. You slide to the right an inch, come center. Left an inch, center. Right an inch, center. Left, center. Again, trying to keep those knees as steady as possible. You're going to feel those obliques like crazy in this one. Draw your core in a little tighter. Rib cage together. Find those pelvic floor muscles. You will feel those back muscles. It might be a little uncomfortable. It should not hurt. It should feel like they're warming up those low back muscles. 2 more each side. Last one, each side. Ooh, hold it center, take an inhale, and melt it down. Ooh, you'll feel those thighs, those inner thighs, those outer thighs, all of it. Take an inhale at the bottom, exhale, roll it back up. Last one, I promise. I know those back muscles are getting tired here. From here, rib cage pulling in, everything nice and tight. Find those obliques, find those low abs. From here, float your right leg to tabletop, lower it down, march the left leg to tabletop and down, alternating side to side. You've got this. Lift, use your low abs. Use your obliques so that your hips are not wobbling side to side. Those side abs are those obliques. Exhale to lift. And down. Staying nice and controlled. If you need to drop your hips down an inch to help you stay steady, that is okay here. That is totally fine. Come on, you can do this. Take your time with it. 1 more each side. Hold it here, take an inhale, melt that spine down, and we get a stretch for our spine. Whoo! Extend those legs out. That feels good, doesn't it? Draw your right knee in towards your hips. And then from here, that right knee is pulled in. The left hand is gonna hold on to it. The right arm will go out to the side. We will take a nice spinal twist. Breathing into that low back, gazing out over that opposite hand, really enjoying this stretch here. You earned it after all of that work. That was a lot of low back work. Deep inhale, nice long exhale. We're going to take one more breath. Slowly bring it back center. Ooh. Take a second, shake those legs out in the middle, realign in the middle, and then from here, left knee comes in. Again, you're gonna hold on to the left knee with the right hand, left arm's gonna come out to the side, and then take your spinal twist. Gazing out over that opposite arm, breathing, big inhale. Nice long exhale. Trying to see where you can relax. Can you relax your shoulders a little more? Relax your breathing a little bit more. One more big inhale. And exhale it out. And then rolling it slowly back to the center. Taking a second to center everything out. Make sure your hips are centered on your mat. Shoulders relaxed, and we're gonna get into a little bit more ab work here, going into our 5 series. So legs are gonna float up to tabletop. We're gonna start with our scissors here today. You're gonna lift into your ab curl. From here, extend those legs straight up to the sky, grab behind your thigh, your calf, your ankle, depending on your flexibility. And then from here, you're gonna hold it today. Little stretch. Inhale, switch, exhale, hold. Holding, getting a nice little hamstring stretch, breathing through it. Shoulders are down. Taking your time, feeling that stretch. Hips are as steady as possible. So you're finding those low abs here. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Imagining an orange between your chin and your chest, keeping that neck nice and long here. Last one, each side. From here, legs up to the sky, hands behind your head if you can. Lower those legs down. Exhale, you lift. Double leg stretch, double straight leg stretch. Or those leg lowers. Just 10 right here, you can do it. Exhale, lift. You can always bring your head down, shoulders relaxed if you need it, especially to rest that neck out. Just 3 more. Just 2 more. Last one. Knees come in. Take a second for the neck. Coming into our double leg stretch, you're gonna lift into that ab curl, hugging those knees in like a little ball. From here, reach the arms and the legs out, 45, circle those arms around. Inhale, reach. Exhale, circle around. You can always lower the head here and lift it back up if you need it, or even keep the head down the whole time here. Always an option if you need it. 2 more. Exhale around. Last one. Hold it in. Now hug just the right knee and extend the left leg out and switch for those single leg stretch. Hips are staying steady. Again, you can always lower the head down for a few reps, for the whole thing, whatever is needed. You'll still get plenty of core work in those low abs. Draw your belly button a little deeper, no matter which variation you're trying here. 2. Last one each side. Hands behind your head. You twist towards that knee. Switch, switch. We're almost there. Breathing through. We're going to get a nice stretch after this. Exhale as you twist, wringing out those abs. Here's 4, 3, 2 more each side. Last one each side and rest. Oh my gosh. Whoo, you feeling it? I am. All right, we are going to take a little Cobra stretch. Roll it on over to your belly. Whoo. And then taking a nice Cobra stretch. So elbows are right underneath those shoulders. Palms down. Draw your shoulders down. Lift your chest up and forward through as if you're trying to peel your spine through your hands. And then from here, I want you to gaze out over your right shoulder, staying in your Cobra stretch, getting a nice stretch through those muscles in the neck, shoulders pulling down. So if you're gazing out over your right shoulder, you'll feel a stretch through your left side of your neck. And if you're looking to the left, you'll feel it in the right side. So the opposite side of where you're looking. Bring it back through the center and then to the other side. Doesn't have to be big. Right and left might be really different here if you have any neck issues. This is not my easy side. Thinking of your alignment the whole time here. Shoulders down. Breathing through it, core still engaged, protecting your low back. And rest. Whew. You can make a little pillow with your hands here. We are going to get into some back extension work here. So from here, I want you to start with your arms reaching back by your feet. Palms are going to be facing towards the floor. Now, when you lift into your back extension here, I want you to roll your shoulders back and open like you're trying to open through the chest and squeeze your shoulder blades together as much as possible. Imagine I'm pulling your wrists towards your feet, and that's what's lifting you up into this extension. Here we go. Your nose is hovering off the mat. Reach your fingers a little closer towards your toes. And then from here, you're going to lift yourself up and then lower it back down. I like to inhale as I reach back here and then exhale, lower down. But exhaling as you lift also is fine, whatever feels good for you. But your core is tight here. You're scooping your belly in to protect your low back. And again, we're working on our thoracic spine here, that upper back area. Reaching through the crown of your head as if the crown of your head is reaching to the wall in front of you. Roll those shoulders back, open up through the chest. 5 more. 4. See if you can reach those fingers back a little farther. 3. 2. Last one. And down for a second. Whew. If you made a little pillow, maybe switch the sides that you're looking towards. And from here, we are not done with our back extension work. From here, we're going to bring our arms out to a T shape. Now, if this at all starts to not feel good on the shoulders or the low back, feel free to go back to that first variation with those palms facing back. That's always an option. I find that that is usually the gentlest on our backs. So that's always an option here. From here, palms are reaching towards the floor again, arms out to a T shape, maybe a little lower than T shape. So a little towards your feet, not too far forward. From here, you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades as you lift into that back extension. You lift and down, lift and down. Again, this one is much more challenging. Don't worry about getting as high. Think of squeezing your shoulder blades back together, and that is what is lifting you into that back extension. Again, I like inhaling as I lift, exhale as I lower, and relaxing into it, but whatever feels good for you. 4. Try and relax your neck. 3, 2, crown of the head long, last one, and down. Woo. Another little pillow for a second. We've got one more round of back extensions. This time, our arms are going to be reaching forward about as wide as your mat here. Before you start though, arms are going to reach forward. Plug your shoulders back into your back. That's where I want your shoulders to stay, down here, not way up into your ears. Again, you can always find that reaching back position, that first round that we found, if that feels a little gentler for your spine. From here we go, let's go. We lift and down, trying to relax our legs as much as possible here. Again, whatever breath feels good for you. This is our last round of back extension work. Lengthening through the fingertips, lengthening through the crown of the head. I like a little bend in my elbows here so that I don't start creeping those shoulders forward. And these are the hardest ones by far, so you might not get as high and you're probably already tired. 3 more. 2. Last one. And down. Oh my goodness. Take that little pillow stretch. One last time. Breathe through it. Oh my goodness. You deserve a nice child's pose here. So come on up. Knees come under. Find your child's pose. Ooh, this feels good. Let your head be really heavy on your mat. Let your arms be heavy. And breathe. See if you can sink your hips a little deeper down into the mat. See if you can relax your neck and your shoulders a little bit more. And we're going to take a nice thread the needle stretch. Keep your right hand where it is. Slide your left arm underneath, and we'll feel a nice stretch through the shoulders. And breathe. Get those shoulders heavy into the mat. Big inhales and exhales. One more breath. Bring it back center. And then switch sides. Drawing it through. Again, letting the shoulders drop heavy into the mat. You should feel that stretch between the shoulder blades. Big inhales and exhales. We are almost done. We have a little bit of kind of plank work here. You know I can't let you go without some planks. One more breath. Bring it back center. Taking it here in the center one more time. Last breath. And then slowly rolling it back up. Whew. All right, so like I said, a little bit of plank work and a little bit more stretching to finish off. So from here, we're gonna go back to our hands and our knees. And first, we are going to go into a little bit of bird dog here. So bird dog is opposite arm and leg reaching. So from here, I want you just to engage your core, scoop your belly in, tight like your plank. From here, you're gonna reach your right arm and your left leg out. They sweep out, reaching long in opposition. Bring it back down, and then switch. Now, the tricky part here is keeping your hips and your torso as steady as possible while you are sliding the arm and the leg out. So I find it helps us to find like a spot on your mat to focus on. to help keep you stable. Scoop your low belly in, your pelvic floor as tight as possible. Good. Almost there. We've got one more on each side, and then we're going to hold it a little bit. Last one. All right, right arm, left leg reaching out. From here, you're going to tap them both down and lift for 10. All the way down, all the way up. 9. Hips are squared. Lift. Imagine your right shoulder, your left hip sweeping together to lift. You've got this. 4, 3, 2, staying strong through that left arm. Last one, you're gonna lift, hold it here. Little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Whoo! And switch sides, shoulders out of those ears. Slide it out, hold it up. Lower it down all the way and lift. Down, lift. Think of this movement coming from not necessarily your arms and your legs, but from your back. Your left shoulder, your right hip squeezing towards each other to lift. You've got this. Lift. 3. We hold it up in 2. Last one right here. Lift. Little tiny pulses, nice and controlled and slow for 10, 9, 8. From the back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Ooh, those arms and shoulders feeling it yet? Because mine absolutely are. Hands are right underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. We are doing a bear plank today, which means our knees are gonna be bent, kind of like a little tabletop plank. So tuck the toes under. We've just got 30 seconds and then we get a nice stretch. Here we go. You lift those knees up, scoop your belly in, hold it up here for 30 seconds. You've got it. Big inhales, nice long exhales. Scoop your belly in, lengthen through the crown of the head, reaching your tailbone back behind you. Tiny bend in those elbows, breathe. Scoop your belly in, nice flat back. You've got this. Breathe. Just for 10. Good, come on. Press the floor away, lengthen a little bit more, shoulders out of your ears. You're here for 3, 2, 1, and down. Oh my goodness, one more child's pose. Take a second here, and we're gonna walk those hands over to one side, get a little side bend stretch. Ooh, this feels good. Hips are down, you'll feel a stretch through the opposite side of the direction that you're reaching towards. So I'm reaching to my left right now. I feel it in my right side. And that right hand I have on top of my left. Bring it back through the center, over to the other side. So again, I'm going towards my right. And right now I have my left hand on top of my right. So the opposite hand is on top. And I'm feeling that stretch in my left side. Come back through the center, and we're gonna get a little deeper into our side bend stretches. We're gonna find a little Z-sit here. We're gonna go side to side for little mermaid stretch. So little Z-sit, you have one knee bent out to the side, the foot is gonna kind of come to the inner thigh area here. From here, sitting as tall as you can. If you need a pillow under your booty, that's totally fine. You're gonna go over to one side, get a nice side bend stretch. Try and press the hip down to the mat as much as you can. You might be up here, that's totally fine. And then come all the way up and then go towards that foot. So these Z-sits are a little bit intense, so if you need to do a cross-legged variation of this, that is totally fine as well. Going over to the side. Feeling a nice stretch through the rib cage, maybe even up into the armpits. Feels so good. You can kind of gaze up towards the sky. We'll go 2 more each side. Feels so good. Last one to this side. Breathing through it. And then come on up and switch it over to the other side. Ooh. So you have one shin parallel to the short side, the other is parallel to the long side. Foot is kind of against that inner thigh. And then from here, reaching it over to this side, getting that nice side bend stretch. Again, you might be up here on the hand instead of down on the elbow. That is okay. Listen to your body and then switch. I think stretching towards the leg that is out in that Z-sit is the deeper stretch. So if you want to hang on that side a little longer, you are always welcome to. Again, feeling that stretch through the side body, the ribs, those side obliques, maybe even the low back, depending on where you are tight. You'll probably feel some stretching in your hips as well. Most of us do not have great mobility in our hips. Last one. Nice. And then bring it back up. And you are all finished. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a fantastic workout and I hope you feel so good. I will see you in the next workout and have a fantastic day.